This is your final warning before the IRS starts taking your stuff. If you received an LT11 notice in the mail, this is not just another IRS notice that you want to throw in the trash bin. I'm Brad Paladini. I'm a tax attorney, and I help individuals and business owners resolve their tax debt so they don't lose everything or end up in jail. And this letter, this LT11, is one of the most dangerous letters that you will receive from the IRS. What is the LT11 notice? This is your final warning before the IRS starts taking your assets. What assets can the IRS take? They can take the money in your bank account. They can garnish your wages. They could even potentially take your retirement savings. So we're talking about the last steps before the IRS really starts getting aggressive. You received this notice because you ignored the other notices that the IRS sent. So this is the last notice in a series of notices the IRS sends before they can legally take your stuff. Those notices are the LT14 notice, maybe a CP 501, CP 503, CP 504. You got all those. You maybe didn't open the mail or you threw them in the trash. This one you want to open and review. So how much time do you have? Well, the notice will actually state in it the deadline. So the notice will give you 30 days to act before the IRS can legally start garnishing your wages or levying your bank account. Now, the good news is you still have options and you still have rights. So what are your options? Well, one is you could pay the debt in full, but if you let it get to this point, you probably don't have the ability to do so. You could try and negotiate an installment agreement. You could try getting on hardship status or currently non-collectible status, or you could file an offer in compromise to try and settle the amount due. In addition, this notice does give you the ability to file an appeal. Now, if you utilize those rights and you request the collection due process hearing, the IRS cannot garnish your wages or levy your bank account for the entire time that the appeal is pending. So it will give you some additional time to work out an arrangement with the IRS. The nice thing about filing an appeal is that your case is actually assigned to an individual appeals officer who you can work with to resolve your tax debt. So what's the worst thing you could do if you receive this notice? Ignoring it. We get far too many taxpayers who have gotten this notice, let the time expire, the IRS starts garnishing their wages or levying their bank account, and then they reach out to us. And while we still can potentially get those things lifted, it's a whole lot harder than if you had acted before the 30 days expire. So here's a quick recap. The LT11 is the final notice before the IRS can legally take your stuff. You have 30 days to file an appeal. You can also work out an arrangement with the IRS in the meantime by getting on a payment plan, filing an offer in compromise, or trying to get on hardship status. But the last thing you want to do is nothing. So if you need help, you can schedule a free discovery call with our firm, and we can talk about your potential options, but you want to do something sooner than later. You don't want to ignore the notice and wait for the IRS to actually start taking all of your money. We're doing a series of videos on all of these notices. So if you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss future videos on all the other letters that the IRS can send.